Shooting It With Schumann, playoff edition.
Not as happy as last
I was going to say a little depression in your voice.
And, we're back. We got to wrap this Niner season. A lot of good.
Hey,
a lot of good things.
I think, the takeaway from this year is we made it farther than we thought we would.
Yes.
All right. A lot of good things to take away, but really tough ending here this last week with the Niners playing Seattle. Was it worse, better than the last week of the season? I don't know, but it was quite depressing. That's where I'm at with this end of the
humbling end.
Yeah,
it was, and you called it last week. They're playing with house money, and it just finally caught up with them. And we texted during the game, which was kind of fun, but it was like, Seattle's just too good of a team. Purdy just couldn't find anybody open. You didn't have Pearsall didn't really do anything. The wide receivers didn't contribute. And then when that happens, I think, because Brock, remember when he had Aiyuk when he first started, he'd check down, he'd get to everybody.
Yeah.
So then he started missing his checkdowns. He misses a lot of open guys, Juice, CMC, trying to play the hero ball. Yeah, he can do a pre-snap read and decide where he's going first, but then he tended to start running around again, partly because he had to.
Sure.
But if he just stayed within the system, I think it would have been a lot better. I just noticed a lot of open receivers who did not get the ball.
I think snowball too, right? You go down 6 seconds, then we get a drive.
The opening kickoff.
Yeah, exactly. So, then we, go for it on fourth, don't get it. Then Tonges fumbles, and it's like next thing you know,
then he tears his Achilles. Yeah,
you're like, man, what are we doing?
And they're not a come from behind team. Kyle's a better front runner, and
I just think that our offense against their defense being down,
yes,
being one-dimensional,
it's like we've been saying all year. They've gone so much further than they should have with the team they have, and so now Kittle's probably going to miss an entire year. Tonges also he tore his Achilles, as it turns out. So McCaffrey gets hurt in the end. So you got this feeling that the door has sort of closed with this group of guys. But if they all come back healthy, what are they going to do with Aiyuk? They just didn't have a number one receiver.
Yeah.
And
so are we already looking ahead?
Well, we can. But,
okay. All right. I'm not sure. So you make a good point, but I would say the way the roster's built, you almost have to play to win with a lot of the aging veterans and the contracts you have. It's hard to tear down at this point.
No.
You got to kind of try to retool and reshape the roster as best you can.
And so many young players got repetitions this year that's going to make it so much better for next year when you get your mainstream guys back.
Yeah.
So that maybe one more run at it, and it's Kyle's 10th year. McDermott got fired in Buffalo 9 years, no Super Bowl. Kyle hasn't had a Super Bowl. I mean, how long can you go with the guy?
I think Kyle just gave himself a lot longer leash this year.
Yeah,
he helped, but then he loses Saleh to Tennessee, and we'll talk about that.
But I think one thing I did think is he lost his composure in that game. Right
sure.
away. And I think obviously the kickoff was terrible, right? You're down 7-0 right away. The momentum, but it just felt like he lost his composure. He kept arguing with the refs. He was worried about certain things.
That fourth down call, and then he calls that gimmicky use check flip play.
Yeah,
he lost his cool because they gave him the timeout after we converted. Then he yelled at Renardo Green. I totally agree. He had such a good year for it to end so bad. Like the moment was too big.
And we still don't. I think they said the Green busted a play, took him out. They threw a touchdown on, I think,
the next
play. But he was still yelling at Green during that play. Yeah. And it never came out what that was about.
Yeah,
But I think both of you are right. It's just been built up, and it just came out on that game.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, I think he's a great coach. I think he runs a great system there. He's never won the big game. Right? He still hasn't won a Super Bowl. This was kind of maybe, a real pressing point to can he get over the top with this team. He had a depleted team. I mean, it just kept going.
It's a flawed roster.
Yeah, it really is. So, we start looking at next season, right? The offseason, what's going to happen. I think, Nick, you're right. You got to play you can't just tear this thing down and try to rebuild. I think there's too many guys like McCaffrey, Trent Williams. You got Purdy on this deal now. You got
Warner, Bosa. Yeah. All these guys are signed long term.
Aiyuk.
Well, they restructured that. They have outs there.
But he's becoming the Kaminga, the same sort of thing.
Do you bring him back?
So, and he was Purdy's guy. They really had
that relationship is beyond repair, as they would say. So Aiyuk will not be around next year.
They got to get a receiver.
I will stamp that.
I'm not re-signing Jennings.
You don't think so?
No, he got a kind of a bonus contract this year. He takes such a beating. He's already a 4.7 40.
I think he's going to command too much money.
Yes.
They're already projecting him to the Titans to follow Salah, maybe.
That also happens.
Culture,
you'll have a lot of players leave.
I think I saw on Spotrac they were projecting him at $28 million. You can have him for that. I like Juwan Jennings, good third down guy, but he's a great number 3 guy. But I think that's probably his best, having watched him for long enough. Some other, free agents. We have to get better on the interior of the offensive line. We got to figure out how to get some guards that can play better. Pooney, really, really disappointing second year. Spencer Burford is absolutely horrible. He's a free agent. He will not be back. I will guarantee that. A lot of guys on the D-line. D-line underperformed all year. I get it. We didn't have Michael. We didn't have Bosa. But a lot of those guys, Sam O, who had a good year, Gross Matos, he really disappointed as a free agent. He's probably gone. One to watch, Eddie Pinheiro.
Do you franchise Eddie Pinheiro is the question.
You got to bring Eddie back. At least make a strong effort.
$6 million for a kicker.
Yeah, field goals, but he missed a lot of extra points.
He did. Yeah, he did. He was a little inconsistent there.
And do you maybe trade Bosa for a couple of high draft picks?
I think because that is such a position in need. I don't think you could trade your best guy.
But is he going to come back the same guy he was after the injury?
I just think we're so depleted at that position. Right, you just don't see franchise guys like that getting traded. I say that knowing Michael Parsons got traded last year.
His brother went to Buffalo.
Yeah.
So,
I just think, I think the keys, there were some real good highlights in the secondary, I think, this year for the Niners, but both lines are kind of depleted. I think that's going to be the focus. The Niners always tend to try to bulk up the defensive line in the draft. I would expect them to do that again. I think, hopefully Ricky can get healthy. I think he could be a number 1 receiver for the Niners. Is he like a top end number 1? Probably not. But I think with their system, then you get both tight ends back. And it looks like, Kittle and Tonges might be
going to have to make a tight end play this offseason. Right. I think you got to get better at wide receiver. That one's obvious. Tight end for sure. They love to use the tight ends.
What do you do with Mac
Kyle's offense?
I keep him, but Max may if somebody offers him something better.
I think you get a second or third. Yeah. You gotta go get it because
he was 5-3.
We got too many holes though on the roster, right?
That's true.
To keep a guy like that, we got to get another running back. There's no way you can give McCaffrey 450 touches every year.
Yeah, Robinson wants
Robinson's gone. Yeah. That just didn't work out. Either they didn't trust him, or he must have been, bad at some area. Yeah, and I would say, you brought up the secondary. Safety position was bad. I thought those guys got beat way too regularly in pass coverage. I get it. They're coming up, trying to make hard hits, but we need like a center field safety that can, get guys back in their spots and not give up big plays. I feel like we just got roasted on third down, and maybe that's the pass rush not being there. But
that's part of it. And then you have Gus Bradley on your staff already.
Who do you think is a good
to replace
DC
Salah
replacement here?
You have that guy here. He knows what they're doing. So
I think he's got to be a leader.
Didn't they do that with D'Amico when Salah left the first time?
They promoted D'Amico. Yeah. There's some young guys on the staff that they can promote. I saw KJ Wright is getting interviewed. They like him a lot. Former linebacker.
For Seattle.
That's right. And you're going to lose. Lineage. You're probably going to lose
Kubiak.
Yeah. To maybe either Salah or and I just know he's highly interested.
He doesn't call plays.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
I don't know. The offensive staff is one of those where you're kind of like, and Kyle's really the OC, so I get it.
And I don't think Kyle will ever give up.
No, I don't either.
He's too stubborn.
I think that's his thing. I would say watch for Raheem Morris old Falcons coach. Him and Kyle have a lot of history together. He would be a good one as a DC for sure. I think he's a name to look after. It is a bummer that we couldn't keep Saleh 2 years, then you get the draft compensation.
Yes.
You know,
he was
only there one, so we miss out on that. And then Mike McDaniels, offensive coordinator for the Chargers. I really like that. I think the Chargers are going to.
All right, so they did hire him.
They hired him.
Okay, yeah. Now, he and Harbaugh will work well together.
I agree.
Well, it's kind of way up here what they're thinking, you know. So.
There's a lot of talent on that team. Good quarterback.
And he likes to run the ball, which Harbaugh does. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good hire.
I think there's a lot of positions in the offseason that I think the Niners, there's going to be a lot of moves going on that they're going to have. Obviously, the draft is hopefully going to be solid for them.
We got to hit on some guys.
Yeah.
Man. Come on, John Lynch.
Yeah, it's been a while.
You got to hit on some guys.
We need like one blue chipper, like one guy that just like totally dominates next year. And hopefully these guys, get healthy. Maybe, hey, Jed, you're selling your team for, a $9 billion evaluation. Maybe move that electrical plant somewhere else, huh?
Maybe
we build a wall in front of it.
Maybe we, evaluate our training and conditioning staff too.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we're going to have to reinvest. It's been like that every year for the last 10, except for 2023. I don't know. The power plant stuff is crazy, but it's like we've been there since 88. It wasn't a thing until recently. Some other doctor came out and I saw it said that that will actually strengthen your ligaments, not loosen them.
But I saw a former player come out and said, when they did it, we all were worried about our ligaments.
Delaney Walker's been super outspoken about how he signed something. It's really odd, but I'm with you. I read some story that said it would cost $20 million to move it. If that's costing you a free agent, what decision is there, right? Yeah. That thing's got to go.
Get it somewhere else.
I'd figure that out.
You go into games might be, your ligaments might be going.
That might have a lot to do with me coming down those stairs after the game. I thought it was the 24 lights, but maybe not.
Yeah, see? It's the fans, too. We're looking at the fans. So, and then, obviously, unfortunately, there still is some games this weekend, right? Okay. Critical development. Bo Nix breaks his ankle towards the end of this game for Denver. So now, I picked the Pats to be in the Super Bowl. If they lose this game, that would be devastating for them. But we got Pats-Broncos with Jarrett Stidham.
How come that line isn't more?
Well, so I think it would be like
what is it?
5.5.
So it'd be like probably 1.5 with Nix, don't you think? Maybe?
Opened at 4.5, which I thought was like, what do you mean 4.5 with a backup quarterback? I get it, it's in Denver, but it's not bad weather.
Yeah, Patriots have never won a game in Denver for a playoff. But I think you're right.
I'm shocked.
Everybody was like, can we bring Peyton Manning back? Like they did with Phillip Rivers. John Elway can play one game. This poor guy started his first game, I think, since 2023, and it's the AFC Championship game. So the players will rally around him. Hopefully he can do well early, but this is just kind of, I don't want to say.
Sean Payton gets a lot of credit for being a really, really good coach.
And his ankle's only fractured. And a big difference in a break. So you could shoot that up and see how he does. And
put some tussing on it.
Yeah,
get him out there.
It's one game, so. And tell you the truth, if C.J. Stroud did anything in that game, Houston just dominated the Patriots.
I could not agree more. Yeah. C.J. Stroud looked like a third grader playing 3 flies up with the Patriots defense.
And an adequate quarterback sitting on the bench to bring him into the second half. I couldn't believe D'Amico didn't bench him.
Yeah, and that'd be interesting to see if they go to David Mills next year with that. But C.J. Stroud's probably their quarterback. D'Amico
is paying him too much. So they have to play him. But, in that game like that, make a change.
So, I picked the Pats. I like the Pats in this game. I would be very surprised if they lose it. Denver does have a really good defense, obviously. So we'll see what happens.
I don't see how you can be really confident in a backup quarterback going into a big game.
But Drake May got rattled in that Houston game.
That's a really good defense.
I know. Yeah. So, we'll see how he comes back on that. But I think we all agree this is New England's game to win. Yeah. What a great story with Mike Vrabel coming back to his former team.
Flipping it year one.
Man, the Patriots, everybody's talking about their schedule. They draw a real easy regular season schedule. And then their playoff games have been pretty easy. They keep getting these guys hurt. And then in the NFC, I mean, we said it all year.
Boy.
The NFC West is a strong division, and now we got 2 out of the 3 teams playing each other in the NFC Championship game.
What's the line on this?
I haven't looked at the line. You know the line, Street?
I looked, and then
I would gather.
Let's go live.
It's not over.
We're going live.
Not over.
I would say probably Seattle favored by 3 at home.
And Sam Darnold didn't have to do much against the 49ers.
Yeah.
So he didn't aggravate that oblique. And so they seem to be the team of destiny. And I think it'd be a great story with Sam Darnold if he did take them all the way. You know, top quarterback out of USC, been like 3 or 4 teams. He's won 26 straight games, I think, in the regular season the last 2 years.
So the 4 quarterbacks left in these things are Jared Stidham, Drake May, aging Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Okay.
His probably last chance.
And Sam Darnold.
Here's the line. Seattle minus 2.5.
All right, that makes sense.
With a 47.5 total.
Yeah, that I think you're going to see the over here, but that's a tough call.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys go first.
I would say this. I have thought that the Rams were the best team all year, just as far as talent goes. They have looked so bad down the stretch and in the playoffs. I think they should have lost every game. Panthers should have beat them.
Yep.
I mean, Bears. Oh,
Caleb.
My God. Bears gave that one away with the pick in overtime. And I think Ben Johnson should have gone for 2 at the end of regulation.
Right.
That seems to be his MO. I still tend to think the Rams are better. And the Rams outplayed the Seahawks last time they played. So I'm going to go with the Rams, I guess. I don't feel great about it, but I just think Stafford is such the better QB. I've been waiting for Darnold to blow it, and maybe this week he finally does.
Yeah, I mean, I think Seattle's the better of the 2 teams. I think they got a great defense. I don't like Sam Darnold, but I mean, he shows pretty competent in these last couple of games. Is he going to, revert to his old self? But man, I just think he just doesn't have to make mistakes, and their defense is just everywhere. So if they can get to Stafford and not let him get the ball out to Puka and Devontae Adams, I think Seattle is going to roll in this game personally.
Yeah, and I think, too, their defense is set up to shut down a team that throws the ball. They play 6 DBs a lot, and it just kind of confuses them. And if you can shut down Puka, Devontae hadn't been the player he's been over the years. So I think I'm like you. I think Seattle seems to be the team. I feel like you, Nick, the Rams were the best team all year. Stafford might be the MVP. I don't know. But I think Seattle at home is going to win.
That safety, Emanwari, he's a rookie. We watched him live the end of the year game against the Niners, and then just this last week. That guy is such a difference maker. I'm so upset that we got to play him twice a year. If we can get him next to a power plant in the offseason, because that guy, he is a difference maker.
That's what you do in the NFL
and
now.
He is going to wreak some havoc this week. I would say that is definitely a difference maker on defense for them. Really, really good player.
I hate to give them any credit, but Seattle always drafts these guys on defense, and they do a really good job.
Schneider drafts well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that head coach just owns Kyle.
Yeah, he does.
So, no, and Darnold, a lot of guys don't like Darnold. Like you were talking about. His resting face is kind of like got that sort of prick look to it, kind of thing. So he's, I don't know, he's an interesting guy. He's got a lot of skill. I just think it'd be.
I'll tell you, he's got a chip on his shoulder right now because everybody thinks he can't do it.
Big time.
Another guy we really didn't talk about who kind of had this was his year, Josh Allen again. I think he kind of, that was
pick
his
or no pick that play.
I still want to see another highlight. I don't know. I think.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think it was a catch, and because it was bam, bam so quick, and then when they slowed it down, it's easy to dissect something like that.
Well, they called it a pick right away.
See, and that's the problem. You can't. If they would have called it a reception, it would have been tougher to reverse.
Probably the biggest crime was that they did not stop the game.
Yes.
And go take a look.
Sean McDermott had to call a timeout,
and then they still didn't.
Still didn't.
So that part I would totally agree with Bills fans. When I saw it live, I instantly thought that was a pick because it just looked like it looked like simultaneous, but
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that's a gimme. I can't sit here and go like, absolute horrible call because.
But you can't lose games at this time of the year because of human error, unofficial.
Well, Josh Allen turned the ball over a bunch of times.
4 times, 2 picks, 2 fumbles.
That one right before halftime. I couldn't even believe.
And this was his year, maybe to win it.
And this is the deal.
Open.
You talk about you want to be one of the top echelon quarterbacks. You've got to win that game, right? Mahomes would have won it. Montana would have won it. All these guys who are upper echelon, top 10 quarterbacks of all time would have won that game against Denver, they're a decent team. But I just think Josh Allen, now he's 0-6 in the playoffs, right?
He's won playoff games.
Well, I understand it, but he's never made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's 0-6. Never. That
said, who you taking? You get one quarterback
right now
to start a team with. Who you taking? I'm taking Allen.
Allen?
I've seen it. I've seen the good, and I will live with it.
I hate to say it, but I would probably take Patrick Mahomes. Even off the ACL.
I like Allen. And just little things, like when he's scrambling and he sees a receiver, he can throw it on a line. Brock, for instance, everything he throws has to be lofted.
I personally think they kind of failed him. You look at the talent around on his team. They're absolutely terrible. He probably feels like he has to do too much, which leads to some of the mistakes. And that's not me apologizing for him, but your number one receiver is Shahir.
They had some injuries.
That's not a good team, all the way around. Good running back, good line, but man, they showed their draft picks. You think we've missed on some guys? The Bills have not done a good job.
Have you seen the new press conference when they're, obviously they promoted their GM to president? They were talking about Keon Coleman, and they're like, well, that was the previous regime's coaching decision to draft him, right? They're already throwing those guys under the bus. So, it's going to be interesting to see. So, you guys, Super Bowl, obviously I got Seattle versus the Pats, right? You guys, looks like you guys got
Rams,
Pats.
I'll go Seattle Pats.
You go Seattle Pats.
And Seattle wins it all.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Seattle, unfortunately.
We'll come back next week. We'll give you some good prop bets on the Super Bowl. That's always a fun. That's always a fun one.
Mike likes gambling on this stuff, so we'll get him some good ones. We'll we got to do the national anthem.
Over under. What color Gatorade?
Who wins the toss?
Who wins the toss? It'll be a great year. So we'll have one more pod. Looks like we just announced it. We're gonna do one more pod before the Super Bowl, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys again.
Let me ask you, as a season ticket holder, do you get 2 tickets to the Super Bowl?
You do not. No? So how it works is every year for the Super Bowl, the 2 participating teams, season ticket holders, and the host city all get entered into a lottery.
Okay.
They don't tell you how many tickets are in that lottery. I will tell you, in my family's life of many Super Bowls, we know not one person that's ever won the lottery.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to me,
so you're not getting
this
tickets.
is a sham.
Yeah.
If I do,
Jed.
Yes. If I do win the lottery,
big surprise, the NFL is giving it to all their corporate sponsors.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
I think this is a big money event that they're finding a way to recirculate a lot of.
And unfortunately, like Super Bowl 50, all the activities up in San Francisco. Not down in Santa Clara.
No.
Nobody's down in Santa Clara.
Hey, listen, coming from a guy who's born and raised in Santa Clara, there's not a ton to do there. So I understand.
Even now, 40 years later.
Around the stadium, there's
Apple campus sure is nice.
Yeah, if you're really into Silicon Valley tech history, there's a history museum if you'd like to check that out.
And they have a tour of all the power plants.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff is in San Francisco, and I see why they do it there. And shout out to Raj if you do need a Super Bowl ticket. Nick and I got a real good connection from a guy.
Raj Jones, I just, be patient.
Yeah, be patient.
He may not call you back for a while.
May not call you back, and you may not have your ticket till about game time, but he'll take care of you.
Be ready.
Be ready.
Yeah.
Enjoy the weather.